Hot looks, hot throws. Touchdown Indians! Picked off by Gremlin. He's down the sideline. Heart and soul of the Indian offense. Going in for the score, Marcus Andrews. He's gonna go all the way. Still on his feet.
That was a heck of a run.
And going in for an Indian score. Ricky White to Jackson Hart. Big hug. Everybody, Jim Thompson alongside Andrew Thompson and Paul Santos, and we all welcome you to tonight's game between the Indians of Dartmouth High School and the Womps of Braintree High School. Paul, the Indians are going to face a tall task tonight. First of all, Braintree Division I school, and they got one of the best players in the state of Massachusetts.
Really big kid, sizable, 6'1", 230 pounds, a very strong running back, running behind a really huge offensive line as well. Going to be tough to stop. And think about this. Last year, he had a broken arm and still rushed for 1,800 yards. That's a guy that knows how to play.
And his name is James Curry, and we'll be looking for him. He wears number 15. On the other side of it tonight, the Indians got off to a good start, defeating the Spartans up the road last week in a shutout. They look pretty good on both sides of the ball, Andrew.
Yeah, it was good for them to get a quick start last week, but good matchup tonight with a Division I school. A little bit bigger team, stronger team, so good match for the Indians. Let's see if the three-headed monster of Hart, Gremlick, and Andrews can get off to a good start for the Indians.
All right, sit tight, everybody. We'll be back shortly with the start of tonight's football game.
Sunks. Assisted by Brandon Cartier, Tyler Kingsland, and John Souza. Color guarded flags and rifles supervised by Addison Caturli. Assisted by Anthony Cabral and Marla Cohen. Cheerleader supervised by Rebecca Braga. Band led by drum major Arrow Grove. Dartmouth High School is proud to present the Dartmouth High School Marching Band. The band will perform the following music for pregame. Music from the movie Robin Hood. And Glory to Dartmouth. Let's meet the starting lineups for your Dartmouth Indians. At quarterback, number 12, senior captain Jackson Hart. At running back, number 21, senior captain Ray Bramlett. In the slot receiver, number 13, senior Marcus Andrew. At wide receiver, number 5, senior Derek Stevens. Wide receiver, senior, number 3, Asante Aurora. At wide receiver, junior, number 8, Jaden Nunes Medeiros. 67, Lucas Patello. At right guard, senior, number 75, Jaden Claudio. At left guard, junior, number 51, Owen Shirtliff.
Hi again, and welcome back to the stadium for tonight's game between the Womps of Braintree and the Indians of Dartmouth High School. We are live on YouTube, and we say hello to people around the world, especially the alumni of Dartmouth High School. That includes the former Hall of Famer and great Mark Devitt, his lovely wife Michelle, watching live from Jacksonville, and other people from around the country. As we said in the pregame show, this is going to be a step up as the Indians come onto the field. Be a step up, Andrew, for the Indians class-wise. Division III is Dartmouth, Division I Braintree.
Yeah, it's a great test for this young season for the Indians. Braintree's a big school.
I can't
if you
hear
haven't
Andrew.
seen the school itself, it's highly populated, big kids, got good running backs. We were on the field earlier. We saw some of these young offensive linemen and defensive linemen for Braintree. They're big, so it's a good test for Dartmouth tonight. And hopefully they're up for the test. But the speed kills, and hopefully that they'll use their speed to their advantage tonight.
As we get set to call the game, we're having some technical difficulties up here. We can't hear one another, so we hope you find folks can actually hear this broadcast coming through live from the stadium. Paul Santos, Dartmouth High's got three of the best players in the area. It's going to be a tough job for the defense of the Womps to stop the three-headed monster of the Indians.
Well, they got a lot of experience now with these three skill position players. Starting with senior quarterback Jackson Hart, had a chance to watch him develop over the past few years, earning that job as a sophomore, improving last year in the junior year, and now coming back in the senior year. Running back Ray Gramblick last week, rushing for over 200 yards in that big win against Bishop Stang. 3 touchdowns on the year so far, getting those 3 against Bishop Stang. Led the team with 14 last year. And the speed of Marcus Andrews, that triple threat around the side. The Indians are going to be a test even for this Division I team from Braintree.
And one player to look out for tonight is from the Womps. He's the tailback. He's James Curry. What do we know about Curry? He's a tough kid. Last year, playing with a broken arm, nearly 1,800 yards rushing. Also, just recently accepted a scholarship to Bentley University. That's a fine university to attend. Must be a smart kid as well as being a good football player, Andrew.
Yeah, you can see the Braintree players coming out right now to midfield along with the Dartmouth captains as they will have the coin toss to start the game. Yeah, James Curry, definitely a player to watch, wearing number 15, the senior running back that Jim alluded to. And the other thing, too, is the quarterback. He's a very good player, too. The quarterback is a guy by the name of Jared Stones. He is not only the quarterback, he's also a kicker. I was watching a kick before the game. Well, he was a kicker for Catholic Memorial, and he came over here because he wanted to be a quarterback as well as a kicker, and he's fit very well into the Braintree program. Here's another thing. Last week, Braintree losing that game 21-0 to Winthrop. So they're coming into today's game thinking, you know what, we're not feeling too good. We're coming in kind of grumpy. We didn't like the way we played last week. So Dartmouth catching them kind of on a bad week in the sense that they really want to get out there and turn things around. We'll see if the Dartmouth Indians are able to handle it. But they're big up front, both offensively and defensively. And defensively, they really like to pressure the quarterback. So let's see if they're able to pressure senior quarterback Jackson Hart.
And speaking of defense, Andrew, last week the Indian defense played a wonderful game from start to finish, shutting out the Spartans. Indians pretty good on that side of the football as well.
Yeah, definitely played well last week. Tough offense to go against opening week for Bishop Stang. They did well. They stayed home. They stayed disciplined. I think tonight they're going to do the same thing with Curry. They're going to have to watch him. He's a dangerous guy, as you can hear the stats, and going Division I at Bentley. So, I mean, it's a big test for them. You got guys like Remleck again on defense. You have Asante Aurora, who came over from Tabor, played very well last week. Kind of followed their best receiver round for Stang, so maybe he's in some form of that again tonight. So look out for Marcus Andrews to make a big play. And Michael Hawk also had a big week last week, a couple big hits. So he's a tone setter. So hopefully Indians get off to a hot start tonight and, play disciplined football. And I know Mike Martin has these guys ready to play at all times. So,
yeah, it'll be a tall task. Talking to some of the coaches
pregame, the kid from Fairhaven, the running back, who's probably the best runner in the area, the comp is James Curry, the guy we're going to see tonight. Same style of run.
In talking to the coaches before the game, they are so high on this kid. He just talked about him and talked about him. They love to watch him. They love to have the team kind of go in his back. So it'll be interesting to see how they do here against Dartmouth.
Hey, it's time for our national anthem. Here from Dartmouth, Massachusetts. It's a game time temperature around 68 degrees. Beautiful clear skies. Just a wonderful evening here for what we think is going to be a real close ball game. Last week, fellows, this is a nice home crowd. Braintree, not so much across the way. Last week could have been the largest crowd I've seen broadcasting games 27 years. It might have been the largest crowd I've seen. Getting out of that stadium last week at Stang was crazy.
Hey, it was great to see. You look around and you see all those fans from both schools, Stang and Dartmouth, a lot of alumni, a lot of people who played football, a lot of people who were, alumni of the schools watching that game. And I got to tell you, when the game was over, you get out to the parking lot. I mean, it was jam-packed out there as people were leaving the stadium. And, Dartmouth had a great game, 34-0 win over Bishop Stang. Ray Gramlich had a terrific game for Dartmouth, running for 267 yards on the ground, carrying 20 times. Of course, it's going to be a little bit more difficult against Braintree, who is going to be receiving the ball to start. So we'll see if the Indians are able to move the ball offensively. But again, keep an eye on number 15, James Curry, as the Womps get the ball first.
Gendron to kick it away for the Indians. And it's down inside the 5-yard line. And here's Murphy on the return. And Murphy's not going to get very far as the Indians corral him deep in their own territory. Derek Stevens there to make the tackle for the Indians.
Hey, you're a Division III team playing a Division I team. You want to set the tone even on special teams. How about that pursuit right there to hold Braintree with bad field position on their first possession?
Yeah, 2 weeks in a row, they started the game off with a very nice special teams play. It's a way to set the tone to the game and get the team into it, and you can hear the coaches upstairs hooting and hollering already.
Starting from the 10-yard line.
Geroyd Stone's in there as a starting quarterback. And he gets rid of it quickly to the far side, completes it. And running with the football is Leo Briscani. And Derek Stevens, again, in on the tackle.
That quarterback is also the kicker. Last year played for Catholic Memorial as only a kicker, but he wanted to be a quarterback too. So he's over here at Braintree doing the kicking and the quarterbacking, and he's also a senior, and he's a guy that Braintree is going to lean on here today along with that running back.
Second down and short now here for the Womps. First possession of the ball game. Fake to Curry. They toss it out here to the near side. They complete it. This time it's Briscani once again, and he picks up a first down. Ray Gremlich in on the stop.
I like what Braintree's doing here. Everyone's so focused on Curry. They're getting out in space and kind of spreading the Dartmouth defense out, making it a little bit easier when they want to run the ball. Holding call on the Braintree, so he's going to come back to a second and long here.
Well, we have an old press box, boys, but we have beautiful 40-inch flat screens up here. And I notice across the way the illuminated down marker.
Ball back to the
Haven't seen that.
17-yard line. It will be second
Beautiful.
and
Never seen that before.
There you go, right there. Now you get a good chance to see it.
There's no excuse for saying the wrong down.
No. This is Murphy. Murphy's grabbed around the shoulder and pushed across the boundary. Gendron there on the stop, and that's going to be enough for a Womps first down.
Yeah, the kid's name is Owen Murphy, a very well-known name here in Dartmouth, a former barrister who I worked with, Owen Murphy Sr., Owen Murphy Jr. Well, this is a different Owen Murphy. Senior-dominated team, according to the coaches over there. They have a lot of seniors, and they end up with their first down of the game.
Well, they finally give it to their stud, and he marches out for a 4 or 5 yard gain. We'll see a lot of him, James Curry. Sure, the Indians are going to try to corral him all night long.
Yeah, good job by the Indians. Try to stay home, stay focused, wrap up and tackle. He's a big boy. You can't have arm tackles tonight. You got to get your whole body into it for him tackling, which is tough to do nowadays in high school football. Not much practice time anymore for hitting and thumping, so it's going to be a test for the guys up front tonight.
2nd down and 6 now. 4 stones. And here's Curry. They get him in the backfield. He may have made it back to the line of scrimmage. Nice play by Gendron. And also Tommy Quinn.
A good job by Tom Quinn to come across there. Mike Hawk, number 22, making a big hit. Everybody's going to have to tackle this guy. He's got big legs, big boy, so the more the merrier tonight.
I know it's early, but the Indians have definitely dealt with him the 2 times he's carried the ball. We didn't see him until after that first down, which was surprising, but these last couple of times seemed to handle him okay.
3rd and 7 for the Womps. And again, they throw it out to the perimeter, and this time they can't complete the pass. Sean Canavan was the intended receiver, so they moved the ball from just inside their 10, and now the Indians' defense holds, and they'll be forced to punt the football to the Indians.
I thought that maybe Sean Canavan might be someone that would be very effective here for the Braintree Womps. Talking to the coaches before the game, a 3-sports standout, playing both football, baseball, and hockey. With the ball a little bit too much over his head, couldn't bring it in over his fingertips, and Braintree is punting.
There's a fair catch being called for by Andrews back at the 30-yard line. So nice punt. Andrews with the fair catch, and the Indians, we're going to look at them. Their first possession of the ball game. 9:02 remaining in the first quarter. I'm Jim Thompson alongside Paul Santos, Andrew Thompson as well, and we welcome you to this broadcast of Dartmouth High School football live on YouTube.
You get a look at that Dartmouth sideline. That series could not have gone any better. They got 1 first down. They were forced to punt the ball away. The big running back that we were talking about for quite a bit in the pregame show, really not that effective. I know it was only 1 series, James Curry. Now let's get a look at the senior-dominated staff here on Dartmouth.
And here's Hot. They got a screen at the Andrews. Middle screen. He's got a first down and more. Look out. He's got speed. Andrews got to take it to the house. And the first play from scrimmage, 70 yards. Hart to Andrews. Well, we talked about the 3-headed monster. There's 2 out of the 3.
We just talked about earlier, speed kills, and great call here to get that middle screen. The line did a great job not getting downfield. Plenty of blockers ahead of him, and once he gets past the 50-yard line, he is gone. Not many people in this area can even catch him, never mind Braintree. Great call, great way to start the game for the Indians, especially on defense, resorting back into a great play on offense.
Don't you love that call? And talking to the defensive coordinator for Braintree before the game, they talked about how aggressive they were going to be. So they just drop back, dump that little screen over the middle, get it to the hands of somebody who's got so much speed, and boy, did they make him pay. Love the call.
Mike Hawkin to do the point after touchdown. He made 4 last week. He's on a roll, makes this one as well. 8:47, the clock is stopped here at the stadium. Indians take an early lead on a 70-yard touchdown pass from Hart to Andrews. Paul Santos, I don't think he started a game a better way. Trump's playing here at the stadium, crowd on their feet.
Yeah, Braintree gets the ball. We hear all about the running back for the other team. You know, all those yards last year, 1,800 yards. James Curry comes out. They stop him twice in a row. They didn't even give him the ball until the second series past the first down. They were able to stop him. And then on the first play from scrimmage, what a call. They let the aggressive defense come in. They dump it over the middle to the screen. They get it to Marcus Andrews, the fastest guy on the team, probably, arguably. And once he found that space in the middle, 70 yards, good night. What a great start for this Dartmouth Indian team. Division III versus Division I couldn't have started any better.
That's the beauty of this offense. You got a guy like Gremlick last week who had a huge game. Tonight you get Andrews started early, didn't have that much to do last week. So it's great stuff for both these guys in the three-headed monster.
Interesting to see how Braintree does on their next possession, because not very effective in their first possession. Couldn't get the running game going that we heard all about.
Oh, well, I like the way they spread Dartmouth out, but they got to get the running game going if they're going to stick in this game.
Gendron kicks it deep once again. And here come the Womps on the return. And they get it up to about the 25-yard line where Mike Hawk makes the tackle on special teams. Second possession coming up for the Womps. They're a Division I team. In preseason, they get a lot of write-ups from the Boston area, especially with this running back that's heading to Bentley University. So the media up there is expecting big things from the Womps. They started the season with a loss to Weymouth, 0-1 coming into this game. Stones, again, they're going to attack the perimeter of the Indians' defense, and they do a nice job. Right there, Ray Gremlick making the tackle on Bruschini.
It's a nice job by Ray Gremlick out in the open field to make a tackle. I mean, he's been around. You know, if you're going to try to run these plays, Gremlick's a guy who started for 3 years now, so it's tough to break him down and get by him out there. But I'm curious to see if they're trying to set the spread out to run it inside for Curry and have him break one.
They're like long handoffs when you really look at it. Second down and long here for the Womps. Here's the big fella crashing his way. He's still on his feet. He's got a first down out to the 40-yard line. Here's a good look at him. James Curry.
We talked about last drive. You got to wrap him up. You can see in this, no one wrapped him up here and just kind of pushes Mike Hawk back. And he's a big boy. He's going to have his legs turning. So you got to get one or two guys on to bring him down quick.
Most successful run so far on the night for the senior running back, the heralded running back, James Curry, gain of 12. And a big first down there for Braintree after that big touchdown by Dartmouth on one play from scrimmage to Andrews from Hart.
Indians come across, anticipating the count of the quarterback, Stones. And it's a dead ball foul, and they mark the ball now at the Braintree 45-yard line. It will be first down and 5.
It was an issue a little bit last week, too, for Dartmouth. I know it's the first couple games of the season, but you know these coaches every week I'm going to say, watch the ball, watch the ball. So that's a killer if you're a coach. And, you know, I'm sure Mike Martin and Zexter and all those guys went over it all week long on the defensive side.
See Mike Hawk there trying to fill in a gap. Indians crowding the line of scrimmage to try to stop this guy who nudges his way out for a 2-yard gain. Goes Curry. That's a sign of a good running back, Paul Santos. Take that first hit and keep going.
Yeah, he's moving his legs. You can see churning the legs and churning the legs. But that penalty really helped him. You figure 1st and 5 playing right into the hands of a guy like this with this kind of effort in this kind of game. And, you know, he picked up a couple of yards, and now they're at a 2nd and 3. Very easily makeable for this kind of a team running the ball.
And here's Curry once again, and he sneaks his way, I believe, for a first down. Hit in the backfield, but still kept going.
Yardage is not really that easy to come by, though, so far in the early going. Dartmouth's done a very nice job.
Carrero credited with the tackle as well, but it's enough for a Braintree first down. Trailing 7-0 here, the ball at midfield. Mishandled snap. Throw near side, overshoots his man Briscani here along the near sideline.
Nice play by the quarterback here to not lose his composure. Bad snap. Doesn't do anything crazy. Had a shot, but nothing, no damage done. Live to see second down.
Second and 10. Just under 5.5 to play here in the opening quarter. Indians on top, 7-0. Curry. He's got room. He's got plenty of room here to the near side. Still on his feet. Finally shoved out of bounds.
Pushed out of bounds by
Asante Aurora was in the first guy in the secondary to get him.
penalty marker on the
There
play.
is a penalty flag on the field, and this may be coming back.
Looks like the referee's pointed holding.
Holding against Braintree.
So now they mark it from the spot of the foul.
You mentioned the crowd. You can see on this side of the field, just a packed house
On the 46
on
yard
Dartmouth's
line.
home opener here at Dartmouth Memorial Stadium. Always great to see. No surprise, of course. Great fan following here at
Second
Dartmouth.
and 6 for Braintree on the Indian 46 yard.
So after that solid run by James Curry, the holding call brings up a 2nd down and 6 here for Braintree. Ball's loose. And he's still on his feet. Now he just throws it underhand to the sideline. The ball crossed the boundary. But that should, it'll be a referee's conference. Was the outside? Yeah, no, it's going to call it intentional grounding. That's 2 bad snaps, but that fortunately for Stones took a gratuitous bounce ball. It
Yeah.
bounced right in his hands.
Yeah, it took like a bounce, came right up like a true bounce. But the thing is, because he was being pursued, he just couldn't get rid of the ball, and he was being chased, and then he just kind of threw underhand. Nobody was around. Nobody was in the area code. And, of course, the intentional grounding penalty there against Braintree.
Yeah, if you're a Braintree coach, it's got to drive you nuts. He's kind of a little, I don't want to say lazy, but a little relaxed on that snap and didn't really pay attention to get both hands on the ball and secure the ball before the play started. I know he wants to get going and run the play, but, big mistake there. Didn't get outside the hash, so that's what was intentional grounding.
Braintree definitely off to an uneven start so far. Bad snaps, running back not really able to find his way consistently. Dartmouth's defense giving them a hard time. Dartmouth scoring on 1 play from scrimmage. It's been a tough night so far.
3rd down and a trip to the sail-off, 26 yards, and there's a long pass down the far sideline, and it's dropped. Behind the secondary was Owen Murphy, and he dropped it.
This looked like a pass that was just up for grabs. He just kind of threw it up in the air like a pop-up, and it was amazing how it went right into the arms of Murphy.
Yeah, long pass hung up there for a long time, right in his hands, and just couldn't bring it in. Tough play for 21. Big for Dartmouth down this drive with a run that gets brought back for a holding and a drop ball there. Gives Indians a chance to get the ball back in good field position with Aurora and Andrews back deep to return.
It almost looked like a desperation pass, but then it landed right where Murphy was. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, it's right on point. I mean, it was a great pass. The way he threw it looked a little awkward, but still.
Good snap and a high kick. Indians just letting it bounce and it's taken a Womps roll down just outside the Indian 10-yard line. Well done by the quarterback, Stones, who also is their punter. And I think Marcus Andrews, looking up into the lights, Andrew, I think the ball was kicked so high, and when you're 17 years old, it's not like you're in the pros. You look into those lights, and the guy, usually they don't kick in high school that high. But that was well done.
It's difficult enough to return a kick being in high school, and you can hear the guys coming down on you. You don't know what's happening, but it's up in the legs. Don't make a mistake. Don't give the ball back to Braintree in your own territory and make a big mistake for your team. So I get it. Smart play.
Last time the Indians had it, took them 8 seconds to score a touchdown. And here's Gramlich. He runs into the middle of that Womp line and picks up a couple.
We're talking about the big game that Ray Gramlich had last week against Bishop Stang. 20 carries, a career-high 267 yards, 3 touchdowns on the season, and that 34-0 win over Bishop Stang. Of course, you're going against now a Division I team in Braintree, so we'll have to see if there's any difference in running the ball and what would happen against that big defensive line. But Gramlich definitely the power to the inside for Dartmouth.
Gonna run it this time again up the middle of the field, and that's Ray Gramlich. Pushes it up to the Indian 15-yard line.
Brings the ball out to the 15-yard line of the Indians.
It'll be 3rd down, and we'll call it
Will be 3rd and 3.
about 4 yards to go. Jackson Hart, one of the leading scorers last year around our division. This year's got a touchdown last week against Stang. And here's Hart on the ball fake, and he's got running room. Look out, Jackson's got speed. He's across midfield, and he's bear hugged down there by Owen Kelly, but not before he picks up a big gain and a 1st down.
Here we go. We didn't see many jet sweeps last week, so they're waiting for it in Braintree. Good call by Jackson Hart to keep it. Open field. He's a dangerous runner, just like Andrews and Gramlich. Does a good job protecting himself on the way down as well. Big game for Dartmouth and a huge play to keep the ball out of Curry's hands. Momentum going on Dartmouth.
All set up by 2 runs up the middle by Gramlich. Now you ball fake it to him. All the momentum goes to the running back. Hart just took the right angle and picked up a big gainer.
Pencil it in, unofficially a 42-yard run there by the quarterback, Hart.
Here he is now, back to pass. Got a man out there and falls incomplete. Derek Stevens down there around the 13-yard line, just out of his reach.
Good pass and good route, though, by Stevens. You know, if he's not going to catch it, nobody's going to catch it, and keep the ball in the possession of the Indians. And, again, you know, the senior-led quarterback knows not to put it inside where the defender can have a chance to have an interception or something different happen. So, smart play. Good call there.
I'd say, Paul, Ricky's got his foot on the gas in this one.
Yeah, that's right. We get the pass through Andrews before. You got Gramlich running up the middle. You got the ball fake. Hart runs it himself, and then he puts it up in the air, almost a big completion.
Gramlich smashes his way down inside the 40-yard line. Carrying tacklers with him.
Nothing new here for the Indians. Gramlich with a tough 4 or 5 yard gain sets Dartmouth up for about a 3rd and 6, manageable. I'd say 2 down territory here for the Indians as well.
I know it's early, but it feels like Gramlich is moving the ball more effectively than Curry.
At this point, yeah, Curry had that one nice run and got called back for a holding, but Dartmouth's done a better job out front right now, which is a concern early in the game about the line. So Dartmouth's proven they can hold their own right now.
3rd and 7 for Hart. Rolls right, throws, got a man. That's Andrews. He's got himself a 1st down inside the 30-yard line. Nice pitch and catch, Andrew, on the rollout.
Absolutely, I like this call. You know, you have a really athletic quarterback, dangerous with his legs, so the defenders can't really rush upfield, and when they do, it allows Andrews to get open in space in the flat. You're seeing the replay. Andrews just coming across the field. Good block by Ray. Get Andrews the ball in open field. Let him try to make a play. So those guys have done it for a number of years. Nothing new for them.
1st and 10 Indians. This their second possession of the game, and they're on the march. 1st and 10 from just inside the Womps 30. Gramlich.
On the
He
carry.
smashes his way down for 6 yards. James Curry there to make the tackle.
Sean Massey in on the tackle. Gain of 5 on the play. It will be 2nd and
Nice run by
5.
Grumlick. Patient. Gets
For
about
the Indian, ball is on the Braintree
5 to 6 yards
24
again, and it
yards.
sets Dartmouth up easily. Opens up the playbook here. Gives Ricky White a chance to run a jet sweep or get Andrews in space, and just sets Dartmouth in a really nice position to be in 2nd and 5, 2nd and 6 all night long.
A 75, Jaden Claudio coming across to make a nice block, helping to make a hole for Grambling.
Andrews on the
There's
carry.
Andrews on the jet sweep, and they do a nice job defensively. Nick Saunders making the stop before Andrews could get a full head of steam to the perimeter.
Yeah, something we just talked about. It gives Dartmouth a chance to run this kind of play in 2nd and mid-range. We'll get Andrews the ball. He, like I said, last week he wasn't really that active. He didn't need to be. This week, big play, opening drive. He's getting jet sweeps. We didn't see a lot of jet sweeps last week, so it's a nice thing for Andrews to have and get him involved. And he's a weapon. You got to use him eventually. So I mean, it's a nice option to have if you're Dartmouth.
Looked like he'd gain more, but he gained enough for an Indian first down. Here's Gremlick again, and tackle around the shoe tops by Mike Witham.
Mike Whittam on the tackle.
So, Paul, you've got this inside, outside passing game. If you're the defensive coordinator for Braintree, you really don't know how to handle this offense.
A lot going on there. Marcus Andrews has pointed out before. First play of the game, 70-yard touchdown run, and a nice 10-yard reception a little bit earlier. In this particular drive, Gramlich pounding his way up the middle. Hart with a nice little fake and then takes it himself. So a triple threat for sure, and the first quarter comes to a conclusion.
Well, it's been an exciting one. We hope you folks along the YouTube line joining in this telecast of Indian football. We hope you enjoyed the opening quarter. Paul, pretty exciting, and we're going to see the touchdown on the opening play of the game.
First possession of the game here for Dartmouth. It didn't take long. What a great call, just stumping it over the middle and getting into the hands of this guy who can just turn on the speed.
Yeah, he's just, like you just said, he's a weapon, and a great job with that offensive line, not getting downfield and making a silly penalty, letting just get open the open field. No penalties downfield. We talked about last week. Good discipline there. Let him use his speed. I mean, no one's catching him around here. So great call, great way to start the game and give your team momentum going to the second quarter here, 7-0.
And Jim, you got Braintree, right? I mean, there's been at least 2-3 times where they fumble the snap. The quarterback's running for his life, trying to dump the ball off. They can't get Curry into his game. They can't get any kind of comfort going out there, and it's really hurt them. I mean, a lot of that is credit Dartmouth, too.
Yeah, Mike Martin does a great job on the defensive side of the ball. And it seems to me, I've seen Mike Hawk a few times coming in and just trying to cover a couple of gaps, trying to stop 15 from running up the middle. He's had a couple of nice runs, but he's not the game breaker thus far in this one. But keep an eye out for him.
Only one quarter in the book, so a long way to go.
2nd and 7 for the Indians. Ball is on the Braintree 15-yard line.
Second and about 7 from the Womps 15. Here's Andrews. Andrews still got it. Andrews looking for the goal line. Let's see if they say they're going to mock him down just outside the goal line. The ball did come loose, but the referee said he was down. A nice, solid run by Andrews. Medina made the stop at the goal line.
They're saying all night speed gets him around the corner. Good block out there by the wide receivers, and just short of the goal line. It looked like he got in right in the back of the defender, but luckily for Dartmouth, that ball didn't get fumbled into the end zone. He was down before that, but
Andrews had a great expression after that. Put his hands up to his helmet like, you're kidding me. They got me down. Hart, quarterback sneak.
Jackson Hart keeps it.
And Jackson
Quarterback sneaks first.
takes it in for the score from about 6 inches outside the goal line, but he'll take it.
Now the old Philadelphia Eagles play right there.
Tush push.
The old tush push, and that was a piece of cake.
The dangerous part of this play is Dartmouth doesn't go under center a lot, so a very good discipline by both Hart and the center to get that snap first before you run the play and not try to move too much. So good drive by the Indians, and again, they're using their weapons. The Gremlick is going to grind you down, and you get Andrews on the outside. It's a tough matchup for Braintree right now to try to solve that riddle.
Hope's going to attempt the extra point.
Michael Hutt in to attempt the point after touchdown. And he rides it up and he rides
And
it
the kick
through.
is good.
The clock is stopped here at the stadium. 11:25 to play in the opening half. Paul Santos, the Indians off to a good start this one.
Wow, everything going perfectly. This last touchdown by Dartmouth, there was a drive that started at Dartmouth's own 7-yard line. 3 big memorable plays during that drive. A 42-yard run by Marcus Andrews, or by Hart, excuse me, by Jackson Hart himself, the quarterback. There was a 10-yard pass to Marcus Andrews during that drive. There was the 14-yard run by Marcus Andrews that got it down to what looked like the 1 foot line, I should say. And then Jackson Hart with the 1-yard run, along with the Hawk extra point, 14-0. I think this is a surprise. I don't think anyone thought that Dartmouth was going to be ahead 14-0, 1 minute into the second quarter.
No, and you got a little bit of everything on that drive you just read off. You got Hart, you got Gremlick, you got Andrews. Right now, the defensive coordinator on Braintree's guys saying, what do I got to do to stop these guys? They've tried everything. It's a great start. The defense is playing discipline, making tackles, not letting Curry get out and making big gains. Just got to remember, as Jim said, you see Hawk coming up and filling this gap. Just stay disciplined. Don't try to over pursue. Don't try to do anything crazy. Just wrap them up and get them to the ground. And if they do that, it's going to be a long night for the Womps.
The Womps have only had the ball 2 times. The first time it was a punt. The second time a couple of fumbled snaps and an incomplete bomb pass. So let's see what they can do on possession number 3.
Sorry about that, Paul. This is Pina. Look out. He gets across the 40. Finally tripped up there. Sorry to interfere there, Paul.
43-yard line.
Well, they definitely needed that. Junior Caden Pina also working on special teams. Also a wide receiver and a cornerback, and Caden Pina gives Braintree something to work with here as they need something, trailing 14-0 early here in the second.
34-yard return sets them up. Good field position just across their own 40-yard line. They trail 14-0. Stones, quick pass. It's picked off. It's picked off by Stevens. And Stevens returns it back to the 41-yard line. Off of Braintree miscue.
Watch this play. The quarterback looked a little hesitant to throw this ball, and it throws it high into the traffic area. Nice heads-up play by Stevens. They practice that drill a lot, tip drill. Good for him. Big play for the Dartmouth defense. Gets Dartmouth ball back in their own territory. Hopefully going to 21-0, but I mean, another critical mistake. Rushing the play. They're not in any rhythm. They can't get anything going right now, which is a big problem for them.
Sean Canavan made the mistake we've all made. Turned his head before the ball came. Didn't catch it. Decided he was going to run first.
Yeah, had his hands up there. It went off of his fingertips. It was a nice play by Derek Stevens to stay with the ball, but really a big mistake there by Braintree, and they've made a few in the early going.
Jean Baptiste on the stop of Ray Gremlick on that first down carry, netted 2 yards and bringing up second down and 8. Indians on top in this one. 14-0. Braintree, Division I school out of the Bay State League.
From their point of view, how deflating was that after that big special teams return by Pina? Maybe they get to midfield. Maybe they can cut this lead in half. And now they got to go and stop Dartmouth again, trailing 14-0.
Trips to the near side. Hot rolls that direction. Throws. He's got Andrews. Forward progress will probably be done around the 36, 37-yard line.
Brought down on the play by Ethan.
Ethan on the stop.
Gain of 3 on the play.
Nice call by Dartmouth. Just gets them in doable territory with a third and about 6.
3rd and 5.
Again, opens up a lot for this Indians offense. They're trying to get in a rhythm. Everybody's kind of got involved right now, so it's a nice flow for Dartmouth.
He's in motion. Hart, the ball carrier. Hart smashes his way through the line, but I think he's going to be a yard short. I think they're just going to mark him shy of the sticks. First down he was looking for.
This fake jet sweep is really showing some struggles for Braintree. They're keying so much on Andrews, allowing Hart just to take it and ride that ball fake up the middle and get, 5-6 yards at a game right now, and he broke it early on that same kind of play. So
that was Nick Saunders with a solid hit on the Indian quarterback. Bring up 4th down now, and about a half a yard to go.
Take a look at that moon right there, Jim, huh?
Oh, I'm so romantic. Well, maybe you are. I didn't notice it. Here's Gremlick, and I'm not sure he got it. Be close to it. Ethan in on the tackle along with Baptiste.
Looks like that last twist and turn he had got him over the line he needed for the first down.
You love it when the big linemen are there saying it's a first down, and the referee agrees with him. Just enough to keep the possession of the football with 8:55 to go in the opening half. The ball sits just outside the Wumps 30-yard line, and the head coach of Braintree is going, wait a minute now.
And that's Lee Carlson on the sidelines there for the Braintree Wumps. Been a tough night for them so far.
So good luck at the senior quarterback, Jackson Hart.
Hart at quarterback for the Indians.
Jackson rolls, being chased, throws, got a man, still on his feet, bouncing off tacklers is Madero, still going, still turning those legs down near the 10-yard line. Nice second effort there by Nunes Medeiros.
Excellent job here by Nunes Medeiros. First of all, makes the catch, doesn't go out of bounds, stays in bounds, and just keeps his feet, keeps his legs churning. And, in this offense, you get the ball, you want to do something special. You see all your buddies doing it, and, good for him to get that. Hasn't made a ton of plays, in his young career here, but, hey, good for him to get the ball and make that play and show the coaches, hey, I'm a weapon as well.
1st and goal from the 10. And that play sniffed out in the backfield. That was the big fella, James Curry, linebacker. Loss on the play.
Well, we've heard about him offensively, running for those 1,800 yards last year with a broken arm.
Want to run that back again?
And he gets through, powers his way into the defensive backfield, and hits Gramlich pretty hard.
Jackson Hart on that play took a forearm to the helmet. No penalty called. 2nd now and goal. Here's Jackson off the ball fake, pitches that out, caught, going in for the touchdown is Aiden Gendron. The 3rd touchdown of the game for the Indians, and they take the lead at 20. So nothing with the point after touchdown coming up.
Another excellent call by Dartmouth. The reverse boot. Gendron just gets wide open in the flat. Little flick to him. Big boy getting in the end zone as a young sophomore, H-back tight end.
And perhaps the future quarterback.
Absolutely.
Good look at Aiden right there. Boy, he feels good to get into the end zone. I got to tell you, this is a real surprise. I mean, we have confidence in Dartmouth, whether they play Division I team, Division III team, but to be 3 touchdowns up, surprise.
And the kick is good.
Mike Hawk continues to do his things on the point after touchdown. He made 4 last week. He's got 3 tonight. And he's one of the leading scorers, by the way, in South Coast football. Scored a touchdown last week, and with all the extra points, he's having a nice season, is Michael. There's your score. 21-0 Indians. Let's look on.
Watch number 11 for Braintree. He bit on that fake, which allowed Gendron to just get out on the flat. Excellent call. Hart's been so good with the deception of keeping it, not keeping it. The RPOs, it's a great thing for an athletic quarterback to have. And I heard his father talking last week at Stang that he likes to get out in the open field and kind of just do that off. off the one-leg flick to the open receiver. So it's an easy pass for him apparently. So but you're in a jam now if you're Braintree.
Having one of the best players in Eastern Mass football in James Curry, Paul. Last week they were shut out 21-0. Tonight so far the Indians pitching a shutout.
Yeah, I'm really surprised, you know. I thought for sure that they'd be chomping at the bit, coming in here to play Dartmouth, and it really hasn't happened. One mistake after another. I mean, this last touchdown was set up by the turnover of the night, an interception by senior Derek Stevens, followed by a Jaden Nunes-Medeiros reception for 20 yards, and then finally the 13-yard run by Aiden Gendron.
And Owen Murphy on the return gets it up to about the 15-yard line. Cam Santos making a special team stop. You trail 21-0. You can't advance the ball anywhere near the 20-yard line on the return, as Gendron does a nice job, Andrew. High, long kick, pinning the return man. Then he tries to run it cross field.
Yeah, it's, you know, if you're a special teams coach, that's what you want to see. Hey, make him go sideways. On this drive, though, if I'm Braintree, I'm going to my big guy here. I'm not doing the long, extended handoff kind of passes. Ride your horse, get him involved in the game, try to get some momentum here before going into the half.
Well, you called it. The Indian defense was ready for him, but whistles prevented that play from taking place. And
James Curry on the.
well, there was whistles. They stopped that play. It looked to me right in the middle of the play, but I guess they stopped it for forward progress. Loss of 1 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 11. Did you guys hear a whistle?
It seemed like it was a quick play. I don't know if his knee touched early, if he was trying to, you know, move his momentum forward in the whistle and put his knee down. I'm not sure what happened. It was a quick first play.
And the Indians are going to give him 5. It always amazes me when the side judge on the opposite side of the call calls it, and the guy on the near side doesn't.
Yeah. Well, the offense coming from 3 different players, 70-yard touchdown reception to Marcus Andrews, a 1-yard touchdown run by Jackson Hart, 13-yard reception from Hart to Aiden Gendron, along with the 3 extra points by Michael Hawk.
Yeah, going to throw it out to the perimeter again. That seems to be part of the game plan. Briscani, once again, the intended receiver, falls incomplete. Now they're looking at 3rd and a long 6, perhaps 7.
There's another kind of off-kilter snap, which hurries the play up and doesn't allow anybody to get really into rhythm. And keep talking about that. It's Curry. He hasn't done anything in this game to really get his team any momentum. There's been one big play brought back by a holding call. It's an uphill battle right now for Braintree.
Stones. Here comes the rush. It's deflected at the line of scrimmage. However, it's completed to Briscani. And that should be enough for, let's see where they're going to mark it. Yeah, it's just going to be across the sticks for a first down.
When Briscani's got time to throw, he throws a decent ball. I mean, he threw that long pass that was dropped. He's throwing it on the guy's hands. Fortunately, one was off the guy's hands for an interception right there. A nice play to get the first down. So he can throw. So, I mean, this offense does have some ability to score and move the ball. But Dartmouth's done a really, really nice job of making it difficult.
1st and 10, no running backs this time. And this is their version of the jet sweep. And running with the football is Owen Murphy. And Murphy picks up a few along the far sideline. Tommy Quinn there to make the stop.
Nice play by Owen Murphy to get outside and gain positive yardage, something that this offense desperately needs right now.
Gremlick on the stop as well.
Seems like Stones has struggled a little bit. You know, you saw that little swing pass to the outside before, and ball landing at kind of the ankles of the receiver. Just hasn't been able to get any kind of rhythm going.
Here's Stones going to throw it long down the far sideline. Double covered back there, falls incomplete. Asante Aurora was back there for the Indians. We'll bring up 3rd down
It'll be 3rd and 5.
And 5 yards to go for the Womps. They trail 21-0. As I said to Paul earlier, they haven't scored a point this season. And you read the preseason write-up about these guys, they were highly predicted to do well, not only in the conference, but into the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, they run a nice offense. They just can't get anything going right now.
Well, here's Curry bouncing off a couple of tacklers, but he's going to come up a couple of yards short.
On the carry.
Looks like Michael Hawk was one of the first guys to get to him.
Brady Bopal in
Now,
on
what do you
tackle.
do? Fourth
Wow.
down and a couple. They're going to go for it.
4th and 3 for Braintree on their own 35-yard line.
Maybe trying to get the Indians to jump. And now they're going to call a timeout.
Timeout, Braintree.
The Indians not falling for that.
You
You
know,
know,
I-
it feels
I-
a little early in the game to be going for it on 4th down like that, don't you think? I mean, it's 21-0, but still,
Hey, have you
you got to be aggressive there.
heard anything about a show coming up with the town employees? I heard a rumor.
You mean the cooking show?
I think so. Yeah, I heard
Well, have you ever wondered what your town employees cook up when they are off the clock? Now's your chance to find out. Join us for What's Cooking in Town. Each episode features town employees whipping up delicious, and I mean delicious,
What do you mean?
dishes.
Delicious?
Delicious. While we dive into exciting town projects and initiatives. From revitalizing parks to community-led events, we will stir up conversation on how these developments benefit our town. Tune in, cook along, and discover how we are building a better community, one meal at a time, Sundays at 10 a.m.
and they're going to punt the football away. And Andrews on the shot hop. I don't know if he recovered it or not. I think he did.
Punt on the play.
Excuse me, that was Aurora, I think, back there.
Aurora
Last thing you wanted to do is give Braintree some life support here. Fortunately, the Indians were able to recover that.
If you're the return guy, you either got to go for it or let it go. You can't be in no man's land and kind of have it come down that low for you and your feet. That's you get in trouble. So either you got to go for it and commit to it, get underneath it and catch it, or get away from it, because a situation like that, you got a commanding lead, you got the momentum. Last thing you're going to do is give Braintree the ball inside their own 30-yard line going in for a score. I mean, they've done everything right this game to have this lead. Nothing silly right now for the Indians.
Well, the Indians catch a break. They have it 1st and 10, and they have a 3-touchdown lead. And they got the ball back. They've been prolific all evening. And here's Hart, perhaps back to the line of scrimmage.
Dave Pressman in on the tackle.
That was Pressman on the stop.
Play, it will be 2nd
Senior.
and 10.
Defensive lineman. You know, I got the starters from the athletic department. And very few of the kids that I got are starters. I think they tried to trick me. They said, I think that guy's old. 2nd and 10 here now for Hart. And they're going to reverse it to Andrews. He's got plenty of daylight. Look out, he gets a block, he could be gone. They threw a flag, it's going to come back. It won't count, it's going to be a holding call. Downfield by one of the Indian receivers.
That's a tough call. I was watching him block all the way down the field.
There is a penalty marker on the play.
Let's see what we can pick it up. It happened
I
downfield.
think it's on Noons, number 8, coming into your screen.
Holding against the
It's
Indians.
kind of, it was a very close call. Like I said, I was able to see that downfield, and it just kind of it didn't really have much impact on the
Rerun
play.
that again.
I didn't see anything significant. That was too bad, because that's a great call right there and a great play. I love the reverse, because we saw it last week against Stang. It fools everyone.
Puts the ball on the
All right, it's a hold.
29-yard line.
Oh, I see right there at the top of the screen, yes.
He couldn't get off the block, and he just kind of
Yeah.
grabbed the arm. And I mean, it's a tough call, but again, if
Got tangled up.
you're a referee, you got to kind of make a judgment call on that too. Is that really impeding the play?
Here's Hart,
Hart on the carry.
and he takes a solid hit after an 8-yard gain. I think he ran into one of his own linemen.
There's another example of the defense worried about that player on the side.
Absolutely.
Brought down on a play by Alejandro
Let's hit some Tom Quinn.
That was Quinn's best play of the game. Don't mean to pick on him. I know the whole family. I'll be getting a text from his dad and his uncles.
Well, you see on that play, number 19, Sean Cavana, kind of gets stuck in no man's land, didn't know whether to stay with Andrews or go after the quarterback. So you're putting that defensive end in a really tough spot to try to say, which guy do I go with? And I don't want to pick either one of them if it's me.
There's a gain of 8. Quick pitch. Raymond cracks it down to the 35-yard line. Ethan in on the stop.
Nice play to get Ray in open space. Good block there by Gengin, putting his hands up when the guy turns his back, so there's no penalty called there.
First and 10 for the Indians.
Keeps the chains moving, first down, and
On the Braintree 36-yard line.
plenty of time, 1:48 left to go in the first half. Dartmouth puts another point on the board here.
2 wides, 2 to the top, 2 to the bottom of your living room screens. Here's Hart. 3-step drop, looks left, throws down the middle of the field. Overshoots his man.
Hart's pass intended for
That was Marcus Andrews. Andrews was several steps ahead of the defender, just overthrown.
He was definitely open for 6 points. A little bit more air in this ball. He's fast enough to get underneath it, but just a little bit too far by Hart in the pass. But good call again. It's keeping the defensive on their toes. They don't know what to do where it's coming. It's Hart, it's Andrews, it's Gremlick, it's Noons. These guys are coming out of everywhere tonight. It's who do we cover? What do we do? And
Andrew, I think they see this on film, do the opposing coaches. But when they get to the game site, and after the first couple of series, they're much faster live than they are on tape. Here's Hart. He's got room. Jackson, he's heading for the goal line. He's going to go down and in for an Indian score. 4 on the night for this offense in the first half.
great run, but there's a great block by Aurora downfield that springs him for the touchdown. Hopefully you can see in this replay. Hart does a great job using his legs. You can see the big block coming right on the screen by number 3, Aurora, for a nice touchdown for the Indians. Big points, 27-0 lead right now.
38-yard scamper from the Indian quarterback. Like after he scores a touchdown, he jumps higher than I ever did in my life. Boy, you could dunk a basketball.
Dartmouth has scored every time they've had the ball. 3 times when they had the ball kicked off to them or punted to them, and of course the time with the interception. So every single time they've had the ball, it's ended up in the end zone for a touchdown.
Mike Hawk.
And it's good.
He's on a roll.
And with 1 minute and 20 seconds to go in the second quarter.
$1:20 to go in the opening half, and there it is. All lit up for you folks at home.
Great play fake to Ray Gramblick. Brought a couple of guys over with him, a couple of linebackers bit, and then of course Jackson Hart. He's so quick. He does that play fake so effectively. Really camouflages the ball, and then all of a sudden he's gone before you have a chance to react. 38-yard touchdown run by quarterback Jackson Hart, and they've got touchdowns from all over the place. Running, passing, little dump over the middle to start the game. All of the weapons are firing on all cylinders tonight.
And after they score, Gendrons has been kicking the ball inside the 10, which is unheard of in high school. So
Right.
even after the Indians score, it's not like you're getting a usual high school kick down to the 20 and you can advance it to the 30. They're having a hard time getting it to their own 20. They've had one good kickoff return. They got it out to the 40, I believe, the last time.
Everything's going against you, and then you get this bad field position on top of that. A couple of bad snaps, a couple of balls underthrown, a couple of balls overthrown. The running back, the big running back we talked about, Curry, not able to get his legs going. You add all that up, and it's 28-0 Dartmouth.
And there's another kick right on cue by Aiden Gendron. A high school kid kicking it, into the opponent's end zone. Don't see that too often. But you trail by 28 points and you're going to start from your own 20. And you haven't scored a point all season long. You've been outscored 49-0 in 2 games.
Yeah, last week 21-0 against Winthrop, right? Yeah, the loss against Winthrop last week, a Division I school, I believe. So They come in here in Dartmouth, you're thinking, okay, maybe they kind of brush that one off. They're kind of chomping at the bit to have a good night tonight, but they just can't get anything going offensively and defensively. They haven't been able to stop any of the high-powered senior Dartmouth weapons.
Here's Curry looking for running room. Gendron's chasing him. They get him down after about a 6-yard carry. Do you know, Paul, they don't let Jared Stones roll out? Have you noticed?
No, I know. He just kind of...
Because if he do, he'd be the Rolling Stone.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's about right. Yes.
I got more coming. This is when Peter Chase gets nervous, as you two know, because Andrew starts stuff like this, and then Peter gets called in by the select board.
It's not even halftime yet.
No, I know. He's getting very nervous in the truck. 2nd down and 4. Here's Stones. Here's the rush. He's going to flick it. And it's caught. An amazing catch here right in front of us by Briscani. Very well done. Pitch and catch.
Wow.
Enough for a 1st down.
It was amazing he was able to catch that, given the fact that he was hit so perfectly.
I mean, does a good job being patient, getting out of the pocket, puts it right on him. But, you know, for Briscani to go up there with his hands, get hit, and hang on to that ball, it's a big play for them. Unfortunately, it took up a ton of time. There's only 17 seconds left in the first half, but I guess the positive thing is you got something going right now for your Braintree, and you haven't really got your main guy, Curry, really involved in the game. So
that's one time that we saw Stones rolling right after you said you hadn't seen it.
Well, I have some drag, you know, with these high school coaches. They're probably listening to us up there in Braintree. Had a nice talk with the assistant athletic director today. He was very kind. I want to say hi, hello. Sorry you couldn't make the trip down, but thank you for the information that you sent the staff here at DCTV. And definitely critique us. Send us a text and say how bad Paul and Andrew are at times. 2nd down and 10 here for the Womps. Here's the rush. Look out from the backside. Down he goes, and he just throws it wildly as he's taken to the ground.
That was the 2nd time tonight we've seen like a desperation throw, but this time he was able to get the ball into the vicinity of one of his teammates, and he avoided the intentional grounding call. But, wow, he's really had a hard time getting comfortable there. Most of the time he's under some kind of pursuit, some kind of attack. He's got a linebacker in his face. He's got a defensive lineman in his face. I mean, the Indians have definitely done a nice job defensively.
That was Johnson on the pursuit for the Indians. 3rd and 10.
Just down on the field talking with Coach Crane, I was talking about Johnson. He's a big kid. And he said put a lot of time and effort into the weight room this year. And he's got a big body, so that doesn't feel good getting tackled by him. But nice defensive play by Johnson.
Now the referee is taking time to talk to the quarterback. I wonder if his cadence is off or deceiving. Don't know. High snap. Look out. Down he goes and hit solidly again. That's Johnson. 2 in a row, and Tom Quinn says you better get up and take a rest, you young fella.
Gonna feel that one going into the half. High snap. Great tackle by Johnson. That's what you want to see if you're a linebacker coach.
Well, the score at the half, Dartmouth High School 28, Braintree High School nothing. We'll get our first look at the band. I don't think they're in full uniform here tonight. As you know, they're one of the most outstanding bands in the country. And they won't perform unless everything is just right. So perhaps the show is 3/4 of the way there. But whatever it is, stay tuned. Go get a cup of coffee, a cup of tea, perhaps a lively beverage, and see how it's done. They do a great job. I'm looking forward to it. Also looking forward to calling the action in the second half, at the end of one half of play here from the stadium. It's the Indians on a roll, 28-0 over Braintree.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our football game between Braintree and your Dartmouth High School Indians. Now the Dartmouth High School Marching Band will perform their 2024 production, Celestial. Drum major, is the band ready? Drum major, you may take the field for performance. Ladies and gentlemen of Dartmouth High School Marching Band and Color Guard. I'm John Moons, your announcer, and on behalf of the Dartmouth High School football team and marching band members, we thank you for attending here this evening, and we hope to see you back here in 2 weeks with our next home game.
Welcome back to the stadium where the Indians have a 28-0 lead as we get set to call the action here in the third. Here's Paul Santos.
Well, the Indians got off to a great start after holding Braintree to a punt on their first possession. The Indians scored in their first play from scrimmage. They got the ball at their own 30-yard line, and it was a 70-yard touchdown pass over the middle to a screen to Marcus Andrews. He took the ball 70 yards for a touchdown. Then you get into the second quarter. After a 14-yard pass to Marcus Andrews, which got the ball down to the 1-yard line, a 14-yard pass play. Jackson Hart got his first of 2 touchdowns on the night to make it 14-0. A big interception by Derek Stevens, the big play on defense for the Dartmouth Indians as he reached up. The senior defensive back getting the interception. Shortly after that, Jaden Nunes-Medeiros, a 20-yard pass gain. And then a 13-yard touchdown pass to Aiden Gendron with the Michael Hawk kick, 21-0. And that was followed by a 38-yard touchdown run by Jackson Hart, second touchdown of the night. Again, Michael Hawk 4 for 4 with the points after touchdown and a commanding 28-0 lead for Dartmouth. And while all that's going on, Braintree not really able to get going offensively. The big running back not really too effective so far. We heard a lot about James Curry, not real able to get in any kind of gear. And then the quarterback, Stones, is throwing the ball overthrown, underthrown. There's a couple of bad snaps. Nothing really going right for Braintree. And the Indians commanding right now over this Division I team, 28-0 as we start the third quarter.
Stones set to kick it away to start the third. 3 men deep for the Indians. And this is Marcus Andrews on the return. Marcus, solid return out to the 30-yard line, the 25-yard line where he's wrapped up there. The Indians will have the first possession of the second half. On top in this one by a score of 28-0. Andrew, what do you look forward to see here in the final half?
Well, if you're Dartmouth, you've done everything right in the first half. You're in cruise control right now. Just keep doing what you're doing. I mean, basically everything worked in the first half between Jackson, Hart, and Ray Gremlick, and Andrews, and you got Gengin involved. So just the playbook's wide open. Try to get a couple points on the board, get out of this game with no injuries, and just move forward in the season. Big lead. You're in a great spot right now if you're Dartmouth.
Hart looks him over. And here's Andrews. Andrews looking for running room. He's got it to the far sideline. He's got himself a first down. Where Owen Kelly forced him out of bounds, but not before Andrews picks up an Indian first.
Yeah, this play's been working all night for the Indians. Just get the ball to Andrews on the outside, let his speed take over, and easy 12-yard pickup for Andrews, and the offense is already clicking right now after one play. So
you got to pick your poison. Either you got to stop 21 Ray Gremlick, or you got to stop the perimeter game, which the Indians have so much speed between their quarterback and Andrews. It's a tough offense to stop, for sure. First down Indians from their 35. Here's Hart. Hart looking for running room, perhaps a yard. Ethan in on the stop.
No gain on the play. It will be
second down and 10 now for the Indians.
It's one of the few plays tonight Dartmouth hasn't got 4 or 5 yards on the first and 10. So good play by Braintree there to start this drive. Hopefully get some stops. And if you're Braintree, try to get a quick score and get back into this somehow. But right now, Dartmouth is slowly killing the clock and keeping the ball on the ground.
This is Gremlick. Lowers his head. Gets across the 40 out to the 41-yard line. It'll be about 4 or 5 yards short. Third down now coming up for the Indians.
Even when it's not one of the better gains, it's still a good gain, right? 5, 6, what feels like easily done.
Yeah, Dartmouth hasn't had any real 3rd and 10s, 3rd and 12s, nothing that's been crazy all night. So, again, the playbook, you can run a waggle pass, you can get Jackson Hart open field. You got to put the pressure on the defense here to pick, like Jimmy just said, pick your poison and try to stop 1 out of 3.
And this time Gremlick, one of the few times in this early season he didn't make it back to the line of scrimmage, and the Indians will be forced to punt the football away. It'll be their first punt of the football game.
That might very well be the only time tonight that's happened, that he didn't make it to the line of scrimmage. A little bit of a difficult exchange there from Jackson Hart, and Gremlick not really able to get any kind of speed going to the middle. So, for really, I think is one of the few times tonight, perhaps the only time tonight, the Indians are in a 4th down and long situation.
Owen Murphy set to return. Mike Hawk to kick it away for the Indians. He'll stand at his 25. Murphy will stand at his 20.
Owen Murphy back deep for Braintree.
Good snap. Murphy's going to let it hit up one of the Braintree players. The ball is loose inside the 20.
Murphy recovers the touch ball.
And the return man smartly, Owen Murphy pounced on it. So we'll get our first look at the offense of Braintree High School here to start the third quarter. 28-0's our score. And I think, Paul, that's the first time the Indians have been stopped all night.
Yeah, they scored on all 4 possessions in the first quarter. First time they've had the punt all night. And look at this. Another mistake by Braintree. They've been very sloppy throughout tonight. And I'm sure the coaches, when look at the film, they're going to have a lot to work on.
Here's the big running back. Hasn't had much of a game tonight. Curry. He'll be going to Bentley University, from what I understand, on a scholarship.
They haven't got time to grind it out with them to come 4 touchdowns back. However, still feels like it's not a bad idea to try to get him in some kind of a rhythm.
Yeah, we're talking about the halftime. I mean, they've really done nothing to get him going. They haven't really given him a drive or a series of just saying, hey, you ride, we're going to ride you. So maybe this is the drive that try to get him some momentum, and maybe springs one gets in, in Indian territory, or breaks an 80-yard touchdown. But right now, Dartmouth's done a great job at keeping him bottled up.
That was Curry for a gain of 2. Now they're looking at 3rd and a long 4, perhaps 5, to pick up the first down. But lowers his shoulder, Paul, and pops as many defenders as he can.
If just tuning in, we mentioned at the outset, 1,800 yards rushing last year with a broken arm. So the kid's got power and the kid's got talent.
And here he is. He's got room here to the perimeter. Lowers his shoulder. Gives Derek Stevens a good shot as he picked up the first down for the Womps.
Nice run by Curry here to get to the outside. He does have some speed, but he's going to punish you once he gets out the outside. Stevens did a good job getting to the ground, but he took the more of the thump than Curry did on that play.
Well, it's one series of downs. They say, here, Curry, see if you can get us a first down here. We're going to give you the ball repeatedly, and he delivered. And got Braintree one of their first downs so quickly. They haven't had that happen all night long.
Ethan in the game now at the running back spot. Here's the rush, here's the screen. Good answer for that defensive pressure by the Indians, and that's going to be close to a first down.
On the reception, Micah Andrews on the tackle.
Whitnam
that brings the ball out to the
gains 11 on the catch and run, and it's another first down. I think that's 3 in a row, Paul Santos.
Yeah, it hasn't happened all night, and Mike Whitman, the senior running back, hauling that ball in the middle screen. That was the play that got Dartmouth their first touchdown of the night.
There's the backup runner, Ethan. And he lost 405.
Claudio Jaden on the tackle.
Jaden in on the stop.
Jaden Claudio, nice defensive play there.
Is he fired up or what?
I'm actually going to call him down just 2 yards behind the original line of scrimmage. 2nd and 12 for Stones in the offense of Braintree. Clock continues to roll. The more they run the ball into the line of scrimmage, the more ticks go down on the clock. Here's Stones rolling, looking, throwing, out of bounds.
So we saw Jason Claudio on the last play going in and making a big tackle. That time he was the guy chasing Stones all the way to the sideline. Stones didn't know where to put the ball, and by the time he finally let it go, it ended up going out of bounds and was not able to make a play. You see him talking to head coach Lee Carlson, but it's been a long night for the Braintree Womps.
Yeah, Carlson had room along the far sideline. The ball was just overthrown. Tough for high school kids to roll and pass at the same time. It's quite an art for our 17-year-old to carry out. 3rd and 12.
On their own 44-yard line.
Stones going to try that middle screen again. They complete it once again, but this time the Indians sniff it out. Only a gain of 2 that time.
Good discipline by the Dartmouth defense here to see that's coming and stay home and don't give up another big gain on that middle screen they just had. So nice plays that. Tom Quinn making the tackle. It looks like, he's been around. He's another veteran linebacker. Sees it coming, stays home, makes the play. a big play for that Dartmouth defense, bringing forth in 10.
Aurora and Marcus Andrew back deep for
Aurora and Andrews stand back at their 20. Low snap. And it's one of those Australian punts. And the ball is still bouncing, and that's happened a couple of times in favor of the Womps. Inside the 10, they'll down it there.
Ball is down on
The Indians had a good rush, but that seems to be modern-day football, Andrew. Even in the pros, it's just not a straight snap. They kind of run to one side or the other, and then it's kind of like a field goal kicker, just kind of punt it down.
I'm not sure if that was planned or not. It was a low snap. He kind of cut off a bounce and kind of used his athletic ability. But if it's the way he kicks, there's a heck of a kick. Gets down with inside the 10-yard line. But if you watch the replay, it looks like it almost skips back to him right before it lands in his hands and does a good job of avoiding the rush to get that kick off. But maybe that's his new way of kicking. Who knows?
And look at the fortunate bounce that Braintree gets, rolling all the way down to the 10-yard line after what we saw before the punt, all the way down inside the 10.
Quarterback for the Indians.
Down to the 9.
Here's Gremlick. And he gets back to the line of scrimmage, perhaps a couple of yards. Done a pretty good job, Paul, surrounding him most of the night.
Yeah, that's right. They forced Dartmouth to go to some other things different than we saw last week in the Bishop Stang game. You've seen a lot more of Marcus Andrews this week with the speed to the outside, a little more passing by the Dartmouth Indians, a little bit more Jackson Hart. You get that other player that scored a touchdown, Aiden Gendron, involved. So, yes, the Indians have leaned a little bit more to the outside game in the speed game this week as opposed to last week against Bishop Stang, because Stang really fought against the outside game.
Here's Michael Hawk. Hawk's out for a couple. Calvin Tran there to make the stop for the Womps. And the Indians now looking at 3rd down and 6 yards to go. But the more they keep possession of the football, Andrew, the more the stadium clock ticks. And what the heck, you're getting a 28-point lead.
I was just thinking the same thing, and we talked to the official at halftime. Going into the 4th, if you're up by 30, it's a running clock. So hopefully Dominic can put some points on the board. But the official did tell us that the opposing coach can give the okay to keep that clock running. So we'll see what happens. But Dartmouth's in a great spot here. There's 4 minutes to go in the 3rd. Clock's running. They're in prime time shape.
There's Gremlick, knocks his own man over as he crosses the 25-yard line. And that's going to be enough for an Indian first down. And more importantly, Paul Santos keeps the possession of the football away from the Womps.
You got the football, the clock is running. You got a lot of talented seniors that are able to execute. And here's Ray Gramlich. Last week, 3 touchdowns against Bishop Stang, a team leading 14 last year. Carries the ball, only needed 5 yards and got so much more than that. Got 3 times as much as that, and a very easy Indian first down. These first downs, it just feels like they're coming easily for Dartmouth.
I would agree. 1st and 10 from their own 25. And Gramlich perhaps back to the line of scrimmage. Coughlin in there on the stop for the Womps.
That looked like one of the few plays Dartmouth run tonight where Gremlich and Hart weren't on the same page. It's kind of a long, delayed read by Hart, and it was kind of confusion of who's going to take that one. So good play by the defense and tough one for Dartmouth there. But again, the clock is still ticking here, down to under 3 minutes to go in the 3rd.
We haven't had a chance to welcome fine sports fans of Braintree. We hope you're enjoying this telecast of Dartmouth High School football. Feel free to call Dartmouth Media and complain to Peter Chase. Andrews. And I believe there's a flag down after about a half a yard gain.
Penalty marker on the play.
Holding. Got to go against the Indians.
Balanced scoring attack so far tonight for Dartmouth. A couple of touchdowns for senior quarterback Jackson Hart. Touchdown reception to Aiden Gendron. And a touchdown reception to Marcus Andrews. 3 point-after touchdowns by Mike Hawk, who's going to be the running back of the future, too. The junior has been carrying the ball. And, of course, Gramlich retiring, or not retiring. I guess he's retiring. But he's a graduating senior, and Michael Hawk will be a senior next year as we get a look at that very happy Dartmouth sideline with head coach Ricky White. 22 years at the helm.
That was Coach Adam Desjardins. He told me before his father watches from California. Bob Desjardins. So hello to him out in California.
Oh, Bob Desjardins, yeah.
Oh, Bob, I knew him well.
We're going coast to coast.
That's right.
We are.
And around the world.
Here's Hart. Here's the rush. Down goes Hart.
Hart is sacked.
First sack of the game for the Womps. And that's Curry,
Curry on the tackle.
linebacker, in on the stop, and he's getting up gingerly.
Too little, too late.
Official
There's the
timeout.
big fella, 6 feet, 230 pounds. Heard a lot about him coming into the game. He's a senior playing both the running back position and linebacker. Had an injury last year, even with a broken arm, still rushed for 1,800 yards. But tonight just has not been able to get into any kind of rhythm as we get a nice view of him there. Off to college next year, as Jim alluded to.
Had some local talent go to Bentley. One was Bill Kavanaugh Jr.,
The Indians on their own
who
10
became an
yard
All-American up at Bentley and went to Penn State to coach and was the head coach of Bentley for a few years. Really turned the program around. And here's Hart carrying the ball, and he takes a shot along the far sideline.
Looked like he might have been out of bounds when he got hit, but I guess I would have to look at it
That's the
again.
cover on the tackle. It will be fourth.
So not the best of series, Andrews, for the high school penalty. They just kind of look sloppy, like Hart and the running back. They just weren't in sync on a couple of plays. And not that it matters with a 28-point lead, but I'm sure Coach White's going to say, come on, second half, you got to keep it up.
Yeah, you don't want to get too, lackadaisical out there and lose track of what you're doing. But, I mean, they did do a good job of killing a lot of clock. Puts Braintree in a much tougher position with a minute 19 going into the fourth, down 28. So not a great drive, but they did enough to kill some clock and put Braintree in a tougher spot.
Yes, Hawk fires that out. Whistles blow, flags fly.
Penalty marker on the play. Illegal procedure, dead ball foul.
So that'll back the Indians up 5-yard line. And I'm sure Coach White is not happy with this.
Well, they did so many things right in the first half, and you got a lot of momentum. It's a long season. It's something to build upon. Finish strong. I know that's always been a thing in Dartmouth. It's let's not get too lazy here. Let's not get unmotivated. It's a long season. Let's get these plays together, and it's a good time for some of these younger guys to actually get playing time as well. So it is important no matter what the score. But sometimes it's tough when you're up 28-0 and you got in the driver's seat.
High snap. And Pina's going to watch this go well short. Going to land 23 yards in front of him. That kick is only going to be about a 20-yard kick. And it's going to spot the football at the Indian 36-yard line.
It'll be first and 10.
Not the best 12 minutes of football thus far on the early season for the Indians.
No, and as you said, you don't really want to just kind of sit on your lead. I mean, you want to run the clock out. You want to carry the ball. You want to take time off the clock, but not at the time that you want to get sloppy. I mean, you want to continue to play good, effective football because it's a long season, and you don't want to get into any kind of bad habits.
Murphy on the carry.
There's Murphy, and Murphy plunges his way down to the 30. Michael Hott there to greet him. Under a minute to play here in the third. Indians on top, 28-0.
Out on the tackle.
Tell you what, Mike Hawk makes a lot of good, strong tackles for a junior. I mean, he's not afraid of contact. And
no, he's a tough kid.
He finds the ball and makes a good play. So
gain of 6 on that. Be second down and short now. And here's Curry. Curry and tacklers. And he's going to be close to the first down he was looking for. Delacosta there for the Indians, and we may have an injured player down here for Dartmouth High, getting up slowly. It's Aiden Carrero, I believe.
Yeah, let's see if we can take a timeout on the field. Ever wondered where your town employees cook up when they are off the clock?
I have a question.
Yes.
Is it overtime?
Is what overtime?
What they're cooking up?
Oh, yeah. No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay. Just curious. As a taxpayer, I want to make
Yes.
sure what they're cooking up is good.
Yes.
Well, go
Now's
ahead.
your chance. Now's your chance to find out, Jim.
Okay. What do I have to do?
Join us for What's Cooking in Town, each episode featuring town employees whipping up delicious dishes while we dive into exciting town projects and initiatives. This is Sundays at 10 o'clock. From revitalizing parks to community-led events,
Could
we'll
you
stir
stop
up
that
conversation.
Can you stop that right there?
Yes.
So if it's at 10 o'clock, does that interfere with the Paul Santos live show?
No, that's 10:30.
Yes. I watched that after the Catholic Mass.
No, it's before the Catholic Mass.
I'm dyslexic.
No, our show is
Oh.
before the Catholic
Oh.
Mass. Yes.
Oh, I have to go to church, I guess, after I watch your
that's
show.
correct.
Yeah,
That is
it's
right.
kinda-
Yes. Yeah, that is correct.
It's kind of on the silly side.
Yeah, every other Sunday morning, 10:30 a.m., Channel 6, Paul Santos live show.
Well, how about the rest of the commercial for the poor guys in town?
yeah.
The
Well, you
women
just-
that are cooking up.
Once you started talking about my show, I got distracted. Now tune in, cook along, and discover how we are building a better community, one meal at a time, Sundays at 10 a.m. I'm glad to see the player up on the field and coming off to the sideline to be addressed by the training staff. So this could very well be the final play of quarter number 3.
Third down here for the Womps is Curry. And Curry cracks down inside the 30-yard line. And that gives him a first down. And clock is stopped with 6 ticks left on it. Now it's running. It's going to run down and end the third.
I'll get a look at Curry here as he continues to struggle to get anything going against this very strong Dartmouth defense. And I'm talking to the coaches before the game, and even Coach White was talking about the size that Braintree brought to this game, but you would never know it watching this game because Dartmouth has been effective all night long, both up front and in the skill position areas as well, with this commanding 28-0 lead going into the final quarter of the night.
You two guys, we are bringing back the fan of the game here in the fourth. And I won't tell you what it is, but it's very expensive.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are the fan of the game and you come up to the press box and you identify yourself once you're on camera, you will win the prize.
Look at all those fans right there.
Well, it could be Paul, it could be any of them. They're all thinking about it now. They're like, I wonder if I'm going to be the fan of the game.
Feels like The Price is Right, where they're just kind of scanning the audience and.
Oh, that thing could win, whatever that was.
Yeah, what was that?
I think that was a Jackson Hart big head.
Oh my goodness.
First and 10 for Braintree.
That was like a cardboard cutout.
They start the fourth, and they completed to the perimeter where they had pretty good success in the first half. And that's completed to Briscani. And Briscani picked up good yardage there. Picked up about 8.
By Jaden Claudio.
Now, Jim, are you in charge of picking the fan of the game?
I am. But I'm also, you get that new special down marker over there. The thing is lit up, but they ought to light the guy up that's carrying it because he's always like 30 seconds behind the play.
Met by a host of Indians.
Mike Hawking there to make the stop.
And Tom Quinn on the tackle.
So the down marker looks good, Paul, but we need a little bit more speed over
The
there.
ball down to the 18-yard line. It will be 3rd and 2.
And I'll be getting a call from the select board.
You like the lit up town
Well, you
mark?
can't say, I'm not saying anything's wrong. It's just a little slow. But, you can't say much these days without somebody saying something about you. Here's Curry
Curry on the carry.
banging his way up the middle. And he's got himself a first down. Gain of 5 and a first.
Tom Quinn on the tackle.
Tommy Quinn in there to make the stop. They moved the chains across the way.
Brings the ball down to the 18.
I'm just wondering about the running clock. They do have a running clock option. Last few years in high school football, you have to be up by 30 points in the fourth quarter for it to be a running clock. Although you can, as a coach of the team that is behind, you can say, yeah, okay, go to the running clock. But not really in that situation at this moment, especially where Braintree's got the ball, very unlikely to be able to come back, but still, they've got the ball and they're deep in enemy territory. I don't think they've been this close to the end zone all night.
And they have a hard time getting the play in. And you see Coach Carlson along the way, hands up in the air, saying, "What the heck are you fellas doing?" So he did get several texts last game, Andrew.
Mm-hmm.
And people were very concerned about, well, they were concerned about what Paul Santos would make on that show because we are town employees. So
the cooking show.
The cooking show.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to have the broadcaster show. We're going to have me and Andrew as the football guys. You're going to be the hockey guy. And whoever they decide to do basketball this year, we'll have that person. And maybe a coach or two. And we'll come up with each individual dish and maybe have, I don't know, the athletic director or the head cheerleading coach or someone decide who the winner is. That'd be exciting, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would be. And I had an idea, right? I wanted to get a frozen hockey puck. So I figured I'd get a ring ding, which looks just like a hockey puck, freeze it, and then say that's my dish.
Oh, here's Stones on the roll. Being chased, now throws off balance, and it's caught across the far sideline. Hauling it in was Owen Murphy.
Owen Murphy on the
And Stones took a shot as he threw that off balance.
That was one of the nicer executions of the night here for Stones. Rolling out to his left, which is hard to do. You're rolling out to the opposite side. He's a right-handed quarterback rolling out to his left, but he still puts it on the numbers of Owen Murphy and one of the better completions of the night for Stones.
Yeah, nice shot to keep his feet in balance and make the catch as well. Good play.
Ball just inside the 10. Here's Curry trying to push forward. And here comes a late flag.
I don't know what that would be. It just kind of just dropped right there. You see the referee just kind of floated it down right on top of the pile.
Well, that's going to be a personal foul face mask against the Indians. Happens sometimes, and you got a crowd of tacklers. People reach in to get the ball, try to knock the ball out, and sometimes you grab the face mask by accident. So that'll bring the ball down to inside the 5. They'll mark it at the 4. They could still pick up a first down around the 2. 10 minutes to play now in the ball game. Braintree looking for their first score of the night, first score of the season, in fact. Oh, and they have a procedural penalty, I believe, on 43. Yep, false start.
Dead ball foul, false start against Braintree. It's a 5-yard penalty.
It was Alson Asia.
Brings the ball back to the
And that's some of the mistakes, Paul, you've been talking about tonight.
2nd and 5.
Yeah, we've seen it all night long. Right, really from the opening series where they really weren't able to get anything going, and then the second series where a couple of low snaps and a couple of wild passes by the quarterback, a couple of times flushed out of the pocket. One time he threw a screen pass into the ankles of the intended receiver. Just not able to get anything going all night long. But perhaps a chance to get in now.
79 flinched.
Another penalty. So the Womps, looks like they were going to go in for a score, and now back-to-back penalties. Going to move the football back.
A rough night continues.
Yeah, you've seen the replay. It looks like
Ball is back on the 14-yard line of the Indians.
So they'll try it again. We approach the 9-minute mark. Stones, here comes the rush. Avoids the first guy, throws, end zone, broken up. Asante Aurora there for the Indians.
Asante Aurora on the coverage.
excellent defensive play by Aurora. He's a senior transfer from Tabor. Does a good job of not committing a penalty, getting his hand on the ball, breaking up a play in the end zone. But again, good play by the quarterback to get out of the pocket and put a good throw on the ball, but just a better defensive play by Aurora.
You see Briscani there going over the referee, and the referee says, hey, you both can fight for the football. 3rd down and 10. They can still pick up a first down at the 2. Stones. He's going to look to throw it left. He had a receiver out there. Now does. And it's picked by the Indians.
Stone's pass is picked off.
Picked off by Derek Stevens.
Derek Stevens.
Second time tonight.
The Indian defense holds. Braintree still scoreless on the season. And if we run this back, I think this was a mistake on the quarterback. He should have thrown that football immediately. He had his man wide open in the flat and held the football.
Yeah, he kept waving for him. Throw it now, and he didn't throw it right away. You're absolutely right. Watch when he's going to his left. And look at the receiver. He's basically telling him to throw it, but he waited too long. And then Stevens' second interception of the night for the Dartmouth Indians, stepping in front of that receiver and making another great interception.
And the Indians run it on 1st down. You got Ray Gremlick's grandfather coming up into the press box.
Yes.
On the carry. Brings the ball out to the
A gain of 2 will be 2nd down and 8.
18-yard line. Gain of 2 on the play. It will be 2nd and 8 for the Indians.
Clock running down toward the 8-minute mark. Indians on top, 28-0. This is a Division I team, Braintree High School. Indians play out of Division III. Here's Hart, here's the rush. He scampers, he's gonna throw it long and deep. He's got a man, it's caught! Cut inside the 50-yard line. What a grab by Nunes Medeiros, and what a throw by Jackson.
Just another huge play by Jackson Hart, using his feet to get open. And just flicks it up to Jaden Nunes Medeiros.
And he did it on the run.
Correct, and it's a great play to go up with your hands and just pluck it right over the defender's hands. Great play for Dartmouth. And sportsmanlike conduct on Braintree. I'm not sure what happened at the end of the play.
Well, they're going to march 15 yards deeper into their territory.
That's a 15-yard penalty.
That guy keeps walking. He's going to go on Route 6.
Ball down to the 32-yard line of Braintree.
1st and 10 Indians off a wonderful pass and catch.
Yeah, I think what's so much fun about that one is that really, Howard's on the run. And while he was on the run, he uses athleticism to throw the ball up there. And what a great catch by the receiver there, Jaden Nunes Medeiros, who had a big catch in the first half, too.
Here comes the rush, and again, they throw it over the middle. This is Andrews. Marcus still on his feet. Cracks it down inside the 10-yard line. That time, Hart, from the near side, had 2 rushes come in and on him. And Andrews pulled up, wide open across the middle of the field, and with a nice run after the catch. Here you see the rush.
As we talked about last drive, it was kind of a snooze for this offense. I don't know if they got spoken to on the sidelines, but this drive's been pretty explosive between Andrews and Hart making big plays, marching right down the field with 7 minutes left to go in the 4th. Doesn't look like they're done yet.
Hart is a very confident athlete. There's Gremlick. They've done a nice job defending him tonight. That's with him. Mike with him on the stop. And
Loss of 3 on the play.
A loss of a couple.
2nd and goal for the Indians from the 11-yard line.
2nd and goal from just outside the 10. Well, they've done a nice job corralling the inside game of the Indians, stopping Gremlick for most of the evening.
Yeah, forcing some other plays to be completed. Marcus Andrews with his speed to the outside. Jackson Hart using not only his passing ability, but as you see there, his ability to run the ball as well, and that's what's been effective.
There's Gremlick down inside the 5-yard line. Calvin Tran got him down to the ground before the Indian could reach the end zone. Last week, Gremlick had a great week. He rushed for over 225 yards against the Spartans and collected 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, that's the beauty of this offense. You can just go to Andrews or you can go to Hart having big games, and it's good too. It gives Gremlick some lesser carries down the end of the season. He'll be a little bit fresher if he doesn't have to have a 20 carry game every time. So it's a good problem to have if you're Ricky White and the Indians.
3rd and goal from the 5. Here's the pitch to Gremlick. They hem him in. He's still struggling, getting it down inside the 3-yard line. That was a solid run by Gremlick. They had him pinned in the backfield as Coach White looks on.
And he was still able to turn it into positive yardage. He used his athletic ability, put his shoulder down, kept his legs moving, and got some positive yardage out of that. Gets the ball all the way down inside the 4.
5 minutes, clock ticking here in the 4th. Indians have been in command right from play number 1. And as they get to the line of scrimmage, we have a time out. All right, Peter Chase, we're going to do the fan of the game. Get those cameras rolling, and I am going to pick out the winner of the fan of the game. So all you people in the stands, okay, look at that guy. Let's see. He looks like he might be working. I don't know about him, Peter. You might be tipped off coming to the press box. Let's go. Keep going. Keep going. How about the guy with the hat?
Which one?
That guy right, is that like a giant New York? No. Wait a minute. How about that? How about the... All right, the guy with... No, she can't win the prize. She's too young. All right, let's... That guy right there with the white shirt on, standing behind the young man right there. I'll tell you what you win in a minute. You come to the press box, you're going to be surprised.
Come on, pan right. The guy walked right out of the picture.
He did.
There he is. Now we got him. That's the guy right there.
That's the guy. Oh, he's going the wrong way. I might as well tell you, it's a brand new Mercedes-Benz.
Maybe he's going home. He figures,
if he was smart, he'd wait for the car.
Jackson Hunt, the holder.
Mike's going to kick a field goal. It's up. And no good.
No good.
Michael Hawk with the field goal attempt. The score remains with 4:40 to go. Indians 28. The Womps nothing. So I don't know where that gentleman went. Good job by the guys in the truck. A 2025 Mercedes-Benz. And there's only 10 seconds left in the contest for that. So, Paul, if he just would have come up here, instead of leaving early for the game, he could have gone home in an S-Series Mercedes, $160,000.
Yeah, and he's probably thinking, Dartmouth probably has this one in the bag. You would think, 28-0,
Yeah,
4:40 to go. So he figured, hey, maybe I beat the traffic, head out. They want to get caught in a traffic jam on Slocum Road like last week.
Yeah, I don't know. Some people are just too anxious, maybe there's a problem at home or want to beat the traffic. Not for me to decide. There's the backup in there, running for Braintree. That's Ethan. Get back to the line of scrimmage. Carrero on the stop.
Got to keep moving your feet, young man. You're going to get bottled up every time you don't do that. It's been a tough night for Braintree all around. And the offensive line is just getting pushed back and nothing got going for Curry. It's just been, if you're a coach tonight, it's one you want to forget real quick and move on to the following week.
There's Ethan again, and perhaps back to the line of scrimmage. Gabe Fernandez there on the stop for the Indians as Stones talks to his coach. Coach, what do we need to do to score? Shutout last week, shutout tonight. 3.5 to go here in the ball game. Womps will drop to 0-2 on the season. Indians will go to 2-0.
Ball is on their 19-yard line.
Here's Stones. 5-step drop. Throws over the middle. Incomplete. Well defended.
Stones complete.
Down
Pass
here at the 35-yard line.
intended for Canavan is incomplete.
Canavan was the intended receiver.
O'Palin on the coverage.
When Braintree has decided to throw the ball, more than not, the ball has either fallen incomplete, it's been intercepted a couple of times.
4th and 11.
A few times it has been completed. It hasn't really resulted in any big gains.
Stones back deep to punt.
So once again, ineffective in the passing game, ineffective in the running game. Just not able to get anything going tonight at all. And there's the well-lit
As the to receive the
marker showing 4th down.
Punt situation for Braintree. Short kick fielded by the Indians at around the 43-yard line. Nunes Medeiros with the fair catch. 3:11 to go in this one. Indians cruising.
Well, Dartmouth will go to 2-0. They beat Stang last week, beat Braintree tonight. Next week they'll play at Durfee. Then back here at Dartmouth Stadium against Old Rochester, a game they'll have on Dartmouth Community Media. Then at Apponequet, home to Barnstable, at Bridgewater Raynham, home to New Bedford. And then, of course, the Fairhaven Thanksgiving game this year in Fairhaven against the Blue Devils.
That'll be a good one. Aiden Gendron. Expect a lot from this young man in future years, only a sophomore.
Out on the carry.
Michael Hawk, the ball carrier.
Now you're looking at next year's tandem right there. I gotta tell you, looking down the schedule here, gentlemen, I don't really see anything on here that scares me too much. I'm being positive here, of course, looking at this from the Dartmouth point of view, but you're looking at Durfee, Old Rochester, Apponequet, Barnstable, Bridgewater, Raynham even, New Bedford, Fairhaven. I mean, maybe Fairhaven, the rematch from last year, but I don't know. I mean, I think the Indians have a great chance to have great success against most of these teams here.
The sneaky game to watch for me is Apponequet. They got that kid Jolly, who's a heck of a running back, came in last year and didn't really know who he was, and he kind of ran all over Dartmouth. And, you know, they ended up beating that Fairhaven team last year. He had a huge game against them. So they were a team that can come out and kind of be a wild card they got to pay attention to. But it's a good matchup for Dartmouth in that Apponequet game. Running back, like, you know, you see Curry, you see Jolly, then you play Fairhaven. You're kind of used to a big back, ready to play marks in the big final game, which could have a lot of results in the playoffs and Super Bowl aspirations for both teams.
Bridgewater Raynham even, you know, would be a team that, you know, you come in and you say, my goodness, we can't get over the hump and beat Bridgewater Raynham. But that hasn't been the case lately.
Yeah, the last couple of years they've been down for them. I mean, they've been a powerhouse for so many years, but you never know with them. It's not a team we follow much, but it'll be, you know, a couple testers. But this Indians team looks pretty formidable right now. They got a lot of weapons. And
Brady O'Palin says, Coach, what do you put me in now for?
He had nowhere to go.
Sitting on the sideline. Dartmouth is looking at 4th and about 30 yards, perhaps.
Well, you work all week long hard on the red team to get in the game and then get crushed in the backfield. But
that's about how the red team goes, by the way.
It's true.
Noble Powlin, Gendron, Hawk. Those are the players you're going to be seeing next year in those positions, running back and quarterback.
For the Indians.
So Mike back to kick, and there's a mistake by the special teams. Not going to hurt them at all. He's going to move the ball up 5 yards on the dead ball foul. $1:40 to play in the ball game. No scoring here, gentlemen, in the final 24 minutes.
All right, combination of things. Obviously, Dartmouth running the ball and trying to kill the clock. A couple of the series were not their best, but they already, you know, were kind of living off the laurels a little bit. And, oh, wait a minute, we're getting that. That's not the fan of the night.
That is Coach Zexter, who just screamed. We could hear him from a mile away. We could hear him at Bishop Stang, for crying out loud. He's the new special teams coordinator this year for the Indians. So,
and again, not the fan of the night.
He's my fan of the night.
They thought this runner was down. He's still on his feet. And that was Caden Pina. No whistle. And the play kept going, and he picked up some extra yardage. Smart play by Pina. Johnson on the stop. It'll be 1st and 10 now for the Womps from their own 25-yard line.
10 for Braintree on their own 26-yard line.
So we're just 3 points short of the running clock.
Shucks. Braintree coach didn't give us the signal.
Coach White's got a lot of his second teamers in there now.
Ethan on the carry.
It was Ethan, the
Johnson
ball
on the
carrier.
tackle.
Johnson once again making the stop.
8 of 4 on the play.
Second down and 6. You see the clock ticking here at the stadium. Indians put up a great first half, gentlemen. 28 unanswered. Second half has just been a bunch of punts, and the Indians just playing Katie by the door really in the second half. Nothing crazy. No one get hurt. That's the key thing. And for Braintree, it's a long ride home, Paul. And if you're the offensive coordinator and the head coach, you're wondering, how do we score points?
Right, we really didn't know what to expect. We only went by the fact that, you know, the scribes up in the Boston area have been high in this Braintree team. Okay, you got a Division I team against a Division III team. You got the big heralded running back that we heard a lot about, James Curry. You put all that together, we thought it was going to be a very challenging night for the Indians anyway. A good game, but it did not turn out to be that way. It was all the Indians right from the beginning.
So the clock is going to run out here. That's it here from the stadium. The Indians with a win tonight against a Division I team, the Womps of Braintree. The final here from the stadium. Dartmouth High School 28, Braintree nothing. Andrew, your thoughts?
Well, I think Dartmouth came out with the game plan, knew what they wanted to do, stop Curry right away. They did that, got points on the board quick, got everybody involved right away in that first couple of drives. Andrews, Hart, Gremlick, they got other younger guys involved, Gendron. So it's a great game for the Indians, a great positive moving forward in the season. Braintree kind of ran into a buzzsaw. They got nothing going all night long. Dartmouth's done a great job this year on defense, being disciplined, tackling, not a lot of missed tackles, discipline, no penalties. So after 2 games, if you're the Dartmouth coaching staff, you've got to be thrilled with what you're seeing out here. And they're going to be a tough, tough team to beat in this area. And you never know what can happen once you get into the playoffs. If they make it, they should make it. So a lot of good things to see tonight out of the Indians. Tough road ahead probably for Braintree, but that's not our problem.
Paul?
Well, it was all Indians right from the beginning. Their first play from scrimmage was a 70-yard touchdown pass from Jackson Hart to Marcus Andrews, a little screen over the middle, and Andrews did the rest, 70 yards. Actually, when you look at it, Jackson Hart, 2 touchdown passes and 2 rushing touchdowns of his own. He had one from 1 yard out, another from 38 yards out, and another touchdown pass, a 13-yarder to Aiden Gendrons. And in the end, you have yourself a 28-0 win. The 4 extra point kicks by Michael Hawk. 2 interceptions by Derek Stevens on defense that really put an exclamation point on it from the defensive side of the ball, and pretty much handling James Curry all night long.
Well, that'll do it here from the stadium. Our final score, Dartmouth High School 28, Braintree nothing. For my sidekicks, Paul Santos and Andrew Thompson, I'm Jim Thompson. Until next time, so long, everybody.
Couple more months and I won't. I'll on the side.